It was a bigger celebration than usual at the Watts Towers Jazz Festival as residents got a peek at a statue of the man who made these Watts Towers a reality back in 1954. Simon Rodia's diminutive image now becomes a permanent part of the iconic landmark.
The size of Simon Rodia was always a question as to how tall he was. So this information was taken from an actual artifact that was on the Watts Towers that he was standing next to. He's actually 5'2". For years, people thought he was 4'11".
We wanted our community to see this man. Many people thought he was black, but he was Italian, an Italian immigrant. So we want to put other of our mentors and elders on the campus so our young people can see where their heritage comes from.
Rodia worked on the Watts Towers for 33 years before finishing, and it's no wonder it took him so long when you look at the raw materials he used.
He was one of our leaders in recycling before recycling was popular. That's what Simon did. There's glass and shells and ceramics and all of that in the towers that were recycled.
While some came to size Rodia up and take selfies, others came to enjoy all that jazz. And still others came for the clothes, the crafts, and the food.
So it brings together Simon's past, where he came from, Italy. It brings together what he's done, and then the current artists in residence or art things that we do here.
Artist sculptor Charles Dixon sums up the community spirit.
So I've learned that when I do a piece, I empower the community with it. And it belongs to community.
Watts Towers also has an art center with artists in residence to inspire people to create for themselves and the community.
Did you know Watts Towers offers free guided tours around the iconic art center? Well, for more info, check out wattstowers.org/tours. No moving cars for miles, just pedestrians, cyclists, skateboarders, and music. October, Ciclavia honored the 100th anniversary of the LA Philharmonic. We take you to the kickoff, which set the tone for the entire day.
Before all the cycling, skating, and walking, the car-free street fair known as Ciclavia kicked off on a high note. Outside Disney Concert Hall, Gustavo Dudamel, the LA Philharmonic music director, led a youth orchestra to celebrate a century of the LA Philharmonic.
It's a great way to pay homage to all the people, the community, to celebrate with them with music, having fun, breathing, and enjoying this beautiful city. So it's great.
And they're off. No cars to worry about for miles through Grand Avenue, MacArthur Park, Koreatown, and Hollywood, with live musical performances set up as pit stops throughout the entire route.
And the day is going to end at the Hollywood Bowl with a performance by the LA Phil. So it's a typical Ciclavia in that there is a route of several miles. It's about an 8-mile route. And the fact that it goes through the heart of my district, the 13th, makes it extra special for me.
Hollywood Councilman Mitch O'Farrell among the thousands of people excited to be here.
Hello!
If you missed it, you missed out.
Just want to do a shout out to all my friends and family out there. They should be here right now. I'm missing you all.
The good news is the next Ciclavia is coming up soon, on Sunday, December 2nd.
The next Ciclavia on December 2nd will roll through Chinatown, downtown Los Angeles, and Boyle Heights. More info at ciclavia.org. It's a festival that attracts big names in Latin, jazz, and pop music. Ana Marcos takes us on a whirl around the dance floor at the 5th Annual Jazz and Music Festival in East LA.
It was just another great reason to have a good time. The annual Latin and Jazz Festival brought out a little of the habanera in all of us. Councilmember Gil Cedillo, who started it all, even dressed for the part in a habanera shirt. He says Latin jazz is a unique American tradition.
The Latin side obviously has a rich history, Afro-Latin history, and then the American side comes from the jazz side, and so that convergence that took place in about the 40s has created a unique art form.
So, how do people feel about Cedillo's free 2-day gift to the community?
Coming every year is a sense of pride. I love knowing that someone that came from my East LA roots managed to be this successful and then does this for his community. This is wonderful.
I'm enjoying this great music. I've been looking forward to it the whole week, relaxing here with my wife.
And it sure did look like everyone was enjoying themselves. Okay, technically that doesn't look like Latin dance, but who's checking?
I think it's so great to get the community together. It's just great, fantastic. Applause to the people who put this together.
And Latin/jazzy/American art? Sure, why not? We get the feeling a lot of these people will be back again next year, whether it's for the cake, the dancing, or both.
This year, the festival devoted a day for an all-women lineup of performers featuring local favorite Selena Amos. LA goes pink for breast cancer awareness. We get all together as one at the 45th annual LA Korean Festival, and the city breaks ground on a new 50-acre park in Porter Ranch. All these stories in City Beat. Councilmember Gil Cedillo partnered with the American Cancer Society, Susan G. Komen Los Angeles, and the Breast Cancer Foundation's LA Goes Pink campaign to kick off Breast Cancer Awareness Month in the city of LA in honor of his late wife, Ruby Cedillo, whom he lost to breast cancer in 2002. As part of the hashtag Pink LA campaign, LA City Hall, along with several landmark buildings, were lit up in pink.
Breast cancer impacts 1 out of 8 women, their families, their children, their parents, their spouses, all their loved ones, and I know that experience intimately.
The 45th Los Angeles Korean Festival was held recently at Seoul International Park. The theme was All Together as One. The festival featured authentic food, unique programs, and various performances that spread awareness of Korean beauty and traditional culture throughout the city of Los Angeles. Councilmember Mitch Englander broke ground on a new 50-acre park in Porter Ranch. Bloom Park, named after 2 San Fernando Valley residents, will have panoramic views of the San Fernando Valley and surrounding mountains and will feature modern amenities.
We're building a pavilion where we're going to have live music for the community on the weekends. We're going to have splash pads and bocce ball courts and picnic areas and play areas. It's just going to be incredible.
Thanks to a partnership between the city and the LA Clippers, local kids will see 345 renovated basketball courts in all parts of Los Angeles. We take you to the grand opening of the first Clippers community court at Normandy Rec Center in South LA.
A pop and some confetti, and this basketball court is now officially a Clippers community court. The LA Clippers paid for the new floors, the basketball hoops and headboards, and the scoreboard. And that goes for the courts both inside and outside at the Normandy Rec Center. Kids at this Clippers basketball clinic were excited.
Anyone that ever wants to learn how to play basketball, they could come here and learn how to play.
Why is it good to learn basketball?
Because then you're doing exercise. You're exercising your hands. Yep, it's really good. You get stronger.
But that's not all. The LA Clippers have donated a whopping $10 million to rehab 345 basketball courts. That's every indoor and outdoor court in LA's Department of Recreation and Parks.
Our mayor has a big vision for this city, for a future where every child in this region has a safe place to play. And we know that sometimes leveling the playing field means just providing one in the first place.
Reach for things you think you will never hold in this world, because every so often you actually do get to grab that. We reached beyond our grasp, or what we thought was our grasp. We wanted to fix up a few gyms, and now every single gym and every single outdoor court in Los Angeles will be the best anywhere in the world.
Basketball and team sports are very important to the development of young people. They learn goal setting, they learn teamwork, they learn collaboration, they learn what it means to win and what it means to lose and how to be both a good winner and a good loser. And those are the skills that will make you successful in life.
It matters a huge deal to the youth that are using these courts when they come in. It's something in the families that they could be proud of. It's fresh, it's new.
The LA Clippers mascot's athletic feats helped provide a festive atmosphere. Meanwhile, Clippers guard Lou Williams had a message for the kids.
You know, to the young people in the room, I hope you guys understand how important this is and how meaningful it is for them to do this for you guys. Take advantage of the opportunity, take advantage of the facilities.
Soon, these Clippers community court logos will be popping up at every basketball court in LA's parks, and with them, a chance to be inspired to succeed and a chance to play ball.
Many of basketball's greats credit community courts like these for helping them hone their skills. You never know, maybe one of these courts will help a young boy or girl get their start towards the 2028 Olympics here in LA. We'll, of course, keep you posted. It's that time again for some Halloween fun at Boo at the Zoo. Enjoy the ultimate Oktoberfest celebration in Pershing Square, and a barbecue competition among firefighters heats up. All this in this week's Things to Do. Boo at the LA Zoo invites you to feed your imagination with skin-crawling fun and spooktacular learning throughout the entire month of October. Weekend activities include up-close encounters and demonstrations with the zoo's most fearsome, frightening, and misunderstood residents, along with fun animal feedings. Plant eaters will relish creature treats such as pumpkins, while carnivores will devour their favorite fare, carcasses and bones, during fearsome feedings. Pumpkin carving demonstrations, a spooky stroll where you can enjoy Halloween activities, mini pumpkin patch, and capture frightfully good snaps at the many beautiful photo ops along the way. So make your way to the LA Zoo. All the fun takes place throughout the month of October. The third annual Oktoberfest is coming to Pershing Square in downtown LA this fall. Spend the weekend living it up during this fun cultural event. Local beers from LA and authentic German ales will be available to taste or buy, along with sausages, pretzels, and of course live music and dancing. The weekend is the perfect chance to celebrate with a cold brew and a great group of friends. So come enjoy everything Oktoberfest has to offer. The fun takes place on Saturday, October 20th at Pershing Square. The Fire It Up barbecue competition is back, with firefighters competing for the title of Best Barbecue. There is free admission featuring a live band, DJ vendors, barbecue tastings, VIP packages, celebrity judges, and activities for kids. Fire It Up is a fundraising partnership between two nonprofits that serve and honor the firefighting community. Proceeds will benefit Fire Family Foundation and the African American Firefighter Museum. The competition takes place October 20th from 12 to 4 p.m. at the Firefighters First Credit Union in Eagle Rock. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kane. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org and check out our newest social media videos, LA This Minute. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.
Hola, soy Marisol, desde Canoga Park, la ciudad toda americana. Estás viendo LA City View, Canal 35, nuestra ciudad, nuestro canal.
Don't hurt me this way. Don't touch me this way.
When a physical encounter occurs between man and machine, the machine always wins. Please, don't lose. Obey all the rules of the road.
Don't let me make the same mistake again.
good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 16th. I want to welcome you to City Hall and to the Los Angeles City Council. This council meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. The public is welcome. Madam Clerk, we do have a quorum. Would you call the roll?
Blumenfield, Bonin, Buscaino, Cedillo, Englander, Harris Dawson, Weezer, Koretz, Gregorian, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rodriguez, Rue, Wesson. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Martinez moves, Koretz seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Blumenfield moves and Weezer seconds. That brings us where?
Mr. President, today is Tuesday and time for the flag salute.
Okay, why don't we rise, and since we're going to be honoring Taste of Soul, I'm going to ask Mr. Marquise Harris Dawson to lead us in our flag salute. If all would please rise.
Your heart. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Harris Dawson. Okay, if we could continue moving through the agenda.
Mr. President, items 1 through 13 are items for which public hearings have been held. A Budget and Finance Committee report for item 12 has been posted and circulated for Council's consideration. Additionally, items 13A through E require motions. Do you wish to hold those on the desk?
Let me recognize Ms. Rodriguez first.
Thank you, Mr. President. 13C and D, I have amending motions.
Okay.
13C to continue for 30 days and 13D recommend to receive and file as the lien has been paid in full.
Okay, so the 30 days is what, November 14th?
That is correct.
Okay, Mr. Koretz?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to call item number 5 special.
We'll hold 5. So, okay, let's vote on the remaining items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Continue.
And Mr. President, the ordinance for item 1 will be held over 1 week to October 23rd, unless reconsidered later today with 12 members.
Okay, thank you. Mr. O'Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. Forthwith on item 12, please.
So ordered. Continued.
Items 14 through 21 are items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, so without objection, those items are now before us. Do you have cards on these items?
Yes, there are cards on all items.
Then we'll hold those items, and that brings us where?
Mr. President, that takes council back to presentations or items called special or general public comment.
Mr. Harris Dawson, are you ready for our presentation? The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. President and members. It is October in the city of Los Angeles, so that means several things, but one of the big things that it means is that it's time for the world-famous Taste of Soul. The Taste of Soul is the largest block party and street festival west of the Mississippi River here in the heart of Los Angeles. At Taste of Soul, I like to say Pasadena has the Rose Parade and West Hollywood has the Halloween Festival, but in South Los Angeles, we have the Taste of Soul. 300,000 to 400,000 people join us along several blocks on Crenshaw Boulevard, and they are treated to a host of the best this city has to offer. Some of the best singing, some of the best cooking, some of the best performances, and some of the best people that you ever want to meet and sites that you ever want to see. We'll have food from local caterers, we'll have food from local restaurants, and we'll have lots of exhibits with artists who will be selling their wares, organizations will be offering their services, and it turns into one big party. The Taste of Soul was founded by an icon in this city, the one and only Danny Bakewell Sr., who's in our presence today. Taste of Soul is in its 13th year. It's presented by the Los Angeles Sentinel newspaper, and it benefits two important organizations, our Brotherhood Crusade and Mothers in Action. And so today we're excited to recognize Taste of Soul, let the world know that it's happening this Saturday morning on the 20th of October there on Crenshaw Boulevard. We also want to highlight a second organization, and that is Leaders Up. Leaders Up is headed by our good friend Jeffrey Wallace. They have done a tremendous job doing outreach for workers in Southern California for companies large and medium size. They will be having a huge job fair in the middle of Taste of Soul this coming Saturday. And so if you want to eat, there's a reason to come to Taste of Soul. If you want to dance, there's a reason to come to Taste of Soul. And if you want a job, there's a reason to come to Taste of Soul. And so we want to recognize today, of course, Mr. Bakewell and the Bakewell family and the Sentinel newspaper, but also Mr. Jeffrey Wallace, who leads Leaders Up in this tremendous organization in terms of connecting our young people in our city to good jobs in a good economy. Mr. President, if there are any comments from the floor, we'll take those now, and we'll have a couple speakers.
It's just really, really hard to believe that it's been 13 years. I remember when we had our initial conversations, I think they started in the parking lot of my district office, and we wondered what it was going to be like. And then there was, I don't know, the first year, 100,000 or 80,000 people, and now it was over 300,000. It's one of the most remarkable things that I've ever had the opportunity to be a part of. This thing is so well planned. We have meetings in my office with all of the departments necessary to put this on. It goes on for months. It's a very special time. I'm excited about it. I usually diet for like 4 days prior to, because I'm on no diet, no restrictions when that day comes. That day does come. So to all of the members, if you're all invited. It's an unbelievable block party with a few 100,000 people that are all friendly. We never had any problems, and so you're definitely all welcome. And it's been one of my greatest honors to be a part of it, to play a small role. So I will be there Saturday, where I'm sure you will be, and we'll have representatives from all over the city that will be there as well. I'm looking for him. Mr. Cedillo, I see your name, but I don't see you. Now I see you.
There he is.
So I'd like to recognize Mr. Cedillo to say a few words, and then with that said, Mr. Bakewell, the mic will be yours.
First of all, let me congratulate our dear colleague. This is so important today, not just for the African American community or the community of Los Angeles, but for the nation, because we are bringing people together and building community in a context of the insanity that emerges every day, the farce and the circus that emerges out of Washington. It's great that in this great city of Los Angeles, every day we have examples of people coming together, appreciating each other. Diversity is our strength. Our history guides us, but we remain optimistic about our future. And so that's the first thing. The second thing is, Danny Bakewell, you have a newspaper, but what you don't have is a book. There needs to be a book about Danny Bakewell, because, Mr. President, so many people need to know this incredible story. What an amazing leader you've been. You're ageless. You look the same. I think you look younger than when I first met you. You're clearly thinner than when I first met you. And you've just been such a great leader, and you continue to be in so many facets. People don't know the breadth or depth of your reach in Los Angeles. And so I'm waiting for the book. But until then, I look forward to seeing you on the weekend when we share a Taste of Soul. God bless you, my brother.
And Mr. Cedillo, Mr. Bakewell, Danny was born like that. I mean, so he's, I don't know how old he is, but he's been like that forever and will continue to be like that. And we're so fortunate to have Mr. Bakewell in the city of Los Angeles, but really he belongs to us on the south side of town. He's a leader, a mover, and a shaker, and a person that you go to when you want to try to get things done. And I think he's part of the engine that makes the Taste of Soul go. Could we give a big round of applause to Danny Bakewell? Floor is yours, brother.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And thank you, Councilman Marquise Dawson. And of course, thank you, Gil, for that testimony. I appreciate it very much. And I want to thank all of you for embracing Taste of Soul and helping us make it the biggest and best family festival that ever existed in the city of Los Angeles and continuously growing. It's a marvelous testimony to our dedication and persistence to bring about good things in the community, no matter what community it is. Taste of Soul, when we first started, people had all kind of commentary about what it couldn't be, why it shouldn't be. And thanks to Council President Wesson, then Councilman Bernard Parks, and then subsequently, Marquise and all of you have embraced Taste of Soul and made it the biggest, best block party, family festival, party with a purpose that you could ever find in this city. And there's a motto here that needs to be replicated in all of your districts throughout the city. I don't know that we could do it, but we certainly can be a part of testifying and showing you the motto as to how it can be done. This year, though, I want to particularly shine a light on Leaders Up, because they're a new partner that we've brought into Taste of Soul. Taste of Soul is not only a family festival where you have fun, not only a place where you hear lots of good music and eat lots of good food, every type, but it also is the largest small business fair in all of Southern California. I mean, people come out from everywhere. People start out with catering services. They wind up with actual hard brick and mortar businesses. So there's a lot to be gained here. You see the best that the African American community, as well as surrounding communities, have to offer. We say that Taste of Soul is our home, but it's where everybody is welcome. And we will certainly want to invite all of you out on Saturday. Councilwoman Martinez? She's coming. We definitely want to see you. You've been saying you're coming. We're looking for you this time. But I want all of you to come. I know you can't do that in a moment's notice, but we really do want everybody to come because it's going to be a great, great day. And I want to tell you for sure, this time you'll be able to dance, you'll be able to get you some fried chicken, you'll be able to enjoy the entertainment, and you'll be able to go home with a job if you need one. So come to Taste of Soul. It's a wonderful occasion, and we thank you all for helping us to make it the biggest and best that it ever been. Now I'd like to introduce my friend, Jeffrey, from Leaders Up.
Welcome.
Well, thank you, Mr. President and Councilmember Harris Dawson and the entire LA City Council. And one, is just a privilege and an honor to stand between two pillars of social and economic justice in our city and our nation, Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson and Mr. Bakewell. I cut my teeth at the Los Angeles Urban League, where I learned where economic opportunity is essential for everyone within the city of Los Angeles and our nation. I learned that the most marginalized can be transferred from perceived liabilities. And when you think about, to Mr. Bakewell's point, South Los Angeles and some of the negative press it received, we set out at Leaders Up to ensure that we flip the script on that narrative, to ensure that the young people that have been marginalized, the 73,000 young people that are out of school and out of work in this city, have access to opportunity and to add value. I'm happy to report in the last 3 years, we've been able to connect over 1,500 young people to employment. And we said to ourselves, why not take our model of creating an opportunity market around these young people where industry can have access to our best and brightest talent and connect that to a legacy initiative like the Taste of Soul. So we are excited to bring the Taste of Opportunity to South Los Angeles, where we have over 20 employers and over 1,000 jobs that will be pumped into South Los Angeles, because we recognize it's not just about us providing a hand out, but a hand up. And more importantly, the contribution of African American and Latinos to this economy is tremendous. So we have been able to add $18 million to the P&L of Los Angeles over the last 3 years. And that's just a testament of what these communities can produce. And we represent almost $1.3 trillion of our nation's GDP. So I want to thank Councilmember Harris Dawson and you, President Wesson, for your leadership and the entire council, because we understand that Los Angeles can be and should be a beacon of what inclusive growth looks like across this nation, and we're counting on you as our leaders to do such. And I want to thank again Mr. Bakewell for his leadership and his legacy. And I also want to thank publicly Mr. John Mack, who established a lot of the economic opportunity for people of color across this nation. We stand here and I represent the spirit of John Mack to ensure that Los Angeles is equitable for all individuals that have the opportunity to contribute. Thank you again, Mr. Harris Dawson.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. On behalf of all of the council members, I want to present to you, Jeffrey, and we're going to have this up at the booth where the job fair is going to be on Crenshaw. But this is just a small token to show our appreciation to you for what you've done and for your participation in the Taste of Soul and creating the Taste of Opportunity.
Great.
Follow Councilman to the back for some additional photos. Right this way? Right over here. Sir, collect your belongings and then follow the money this way.
Okay, I'd like to recognize Ms. Martinez.
Thank you very much. Good morning, colleagues. I'm really excited to welcome to council chambers a group of second graders from Valley School.
Mr. Herman, please stop.
Valley School and Van Nuys.
disrupting.
Can we have the boys and girls please stand up?
Stand up,
And
guys.
wave to
Give
the
them a round
cameras.
of
There you
applause.
are. These young boys and girls are here to learn about their city hall and their local government, so I want to welcome them. I also want to recognize their amazing teachers that are here this morning, Ms. Kohenian and Ms. Redchick.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you very much for being here, and we also have a number of parents that accompany these kids here this morning. Thank you very much. You can keep waving. Jump up and down. There you go. We're going to make you famous. Well, anyways, welcome to your Los Angeles City Hall, and I hope you enjoy your field trip. Thank you very
Let's
much.
give the kids another round of applause. Thank the teachers and all of the parents who've come.
Thank you, Mr. President.
You're welcome. Let me bring up Mr. Previn. Mr. Previn, items 14 through 21, and then general public.
Thank you, sir. It's Eric Previn from Studio City, and that was a deeply moving honorarium for Mr. Bakewell. I just want to be
Mr.
clear.
Previn, stay on the item.
Completely on the item, sir. And nobody loves art development fee updates more than me. And sir, we spent $100,000 over at county to support Taste of Soul. And I know the city came up with something
Mr.
close.
Previn, on the item.
And if you could ask at item 15, David Rue, I think it's not David Rue, it's Rue and Rodriguez. What they're doing is they're making some adjustments, but Nowhere on either the cover page or the first 4 linked documents is the numbers of what they're proposing are. Now, I dug a little deeper, which was not fun for the record, and it's actually 1.2 million, of which I think about 107 is going to go. And I believe that the little deft sleight of hand is, instead of having an event for the people, we're going to have a mural, which goes to a few people. And I may be confusing 2 items because your agenda is mixed up. Everybody loves AT&T, sir. Ma Bell, Englander, who is in a little trouble with the LA Times for having a little fundraiser during the 6-to-1 match extravaganza that you guys are pushing through with the debate language that makes it okay to have essentially a coffee chat, invite somebody to a coffee chat, and that counts as a debate. And then Mr. Krikorian, who's chatting with Rue about reform, took $44,000 in public matching money, but refused to debate his candidate, his challenger. So what we're dealing with now, sir, is something
So, Mr. President,
it's unsavory at best.
I don't understand which item you're on. Would you please clearly get on an item?
To orient you, sir. Well, item number 10 is AT&T, and I believe that...
But we already voted on item 10.
Oh, did you? Okay,
yes.
So ITA took care of that one earlier? Fair enough. Good. Let's move on to 17 then. Certainly, people are excited about the lawsuit against the City Council regarding the letter of acknowledgement. Those in the movement to try to find places, because you guys were doing the gag of banging the drum about let's get some of these things going, but then refusing to sign the letters of acknowledgement that they could go in your district. So they sued ACCE and they won, and now I don't know if the settlement has come down yet, but here it looks like you guys are getting rid of the whole letter of acknowledgement component. Is that accurate, sir? Close enough. Fair enough. So well done at getting back on course. Going to the final point about spending public money for street festivals, I'm on board. But I don't know why Weezar's group has to pay the city to have a festival, whereas the city pays Mr. Bakewell.
Mr. Previn, let's give him his minute for general public comment.
Yes, sir. I agree. When I see civil rights leaders like the great Danny Bakewell and Marquise Harris Dawson standing up at the Temple of Democracy, at this podium, at this microphone that makes us all equal, I wonder if they're going to speak out against the proposed plan to deport women from Los Angeles and South Los Angeles, all over. Whoever gets arrested, going to be incarcerated, 1,600 plus of them, and their families trying to visit them up in Lancaster, in Antelope Valley, in Mira Loma, where they have something called Valley Fever, sir. You do not want to hear about Valley Fever. Trust me, you do not want to hear about it, because though it sounds like a little cough and goes away, some people get brutally, horrifyingly ill. And women are more vulnerable, sir. This is the horrifying part, are more vulnerable than almost any other kind of group. And Filipino-American women, African-American women, and pregnant women are the most vulnerable. So that'll get Mr. Marquise Harris Dawson to jump up out of his chair. Now, finally, I want to just say this. You're going to make some decisions. You got a lot of people trying to send you little fake messages about how great work on the matching fund program. It's not great work. You need to take the $25,000 threshold and turn it into a stipend so that all the baby
Thank you,
dumps...
Mr. Previn. Thank you. Let me call Ms. Ramirez, Antonio Ramirez. You have items 14 through 20. Antonia. Ms. Ramirez, you have items 14 through 20. Mr. Herman, I am not going to warn you again. You have been disrupting this meeting before it even started.
Sir, can I do number 12?
Go ahead. No, Ms. Ramirez, 14, items 14 through 20.
Number, yeah. Thank you very much. Here we go, 14. Excuse me, 13, 14. I'm going to pass on number 14. I didn't sign up for 14.
No, yes, you did. I have you for items 14, 16, 17, 18, so speak on those items.
Okay, one more. 14, excuse me. Let us begin by environmentally disinfecting and sanitizing all of Los Angeles streets, i.e. Main Street, Broadway, Spring, Temple, First Street, then repaving all the cement block sidewalks, and even our streets with gravel, even the gravel out so the cars don't have disrepair and ensue the city. Then deport all the fucking stink bombs from the third world ghettos.
So, Ms. Ramirez, you don't seem to be on item 14 anymore.
Okay, now you can get on one of your other items that you signed up to speak on, Ms. Ramirez.
Number 16, God bless Christopher Columbus. Do not transfer any funds to these indigenous crybabies. Deport the assholes. For if it weren't for Christopher Columbus, we wouldn't be here. None of us would. So God bless the Spanish crown and God bless Christopher Columbus. So nape on all the fucking indigenous assholes and the Oaxaqueños, Chiapanecos, and all the goddamn gangbangers and the wetbacks. Number 18. What we have here, our so-called Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, what have they done to protect and enhance public safety? Not to mention the foul, hazardous stench that we smell daily in Los Angeles. What have these so-called Hispanic professional engineers done to better the quality of life for all of us, including me, the Mexican American? We've been subjected to no public safety. We've been subjected to hazardous smell all around City Hall and everywhere else. And we've subjected to horrific, dilapidated city structures, not to mention these beautiful 1920s buildings that are now decrepit, falling apart because the fucking wetbacks and the fucking gangbangers have stripped all the beauty of these beautiful buildings. God bless America, man. And it's a shame. City Attorney, could you please do something about the goddamn gangbangers and wetbacks?
Stay on the item, Ms. Ramirez.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, we had such beautiful buildings, and not until we brought in these wetbacks and gangbangers has the destruction of these beautiful buildings.
Okay, Ms. Ramirez, that doesn't have a lot to do with the reception.
Let's give her 1 minute for general public comment.
But you want to say
Ms.
something
Ramirez,
nice.
we're going to give you your 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Always selecting what we were going to say. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, I went to the Social Security Administration located at 611 West 6th Street at Los Angeles, California, 90017, 6th floor. I was there about 2:04 in the afternoon. I had to, because I have a Spanish last name, I had Mr. Ramos, and then I had Miss Grajeda, the Latinos. I was requesting an Asian or a white person. I'm sick and tired of dealing with these fucking Chicano Latino motherfuckers. I'm tired of dealing with their nastiness, their condescension, and I just did not want. I asked Mr. Ramos, could I please have a white or Asian? I prefer whites or Asians when it comes to dealing with business because they're discreet, they're courteous, and they're professional. Or give me a military veteran, but stop giving me these fucking Latino changos because I have a Spanish last name.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Your time. Thank you. Your time is over. All right, Ms. Ramirez, your time is over. Please, you're disrupting the meeting. Please stop. Okay, I want to call up Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have items 14 through 21, and then general public comment.
Well, if I recall right, I did sign up for all items as I normally do. It's a normal process. But the process today that we're talking about is Measure HHH, which I bitch about. And affordable housing is for no one other than the rich and the scumbag politicians who racketeer housing. Now, if I were a Jew, I would find housing. If I was a white, stupid motherfucker politician, I definitely would find housing. But where in the fuck can a typical fuck find housing for $174 million? Where in the fuck? Just like I said on item 17-0090S8, $174 million on item 5. Fuck you. So let me instruct the City of Los Angeles Housing Committee and community that as long as you continue to steal and not provide an investment that honors the public for fair housing and affordable housing.
So, Mr. Herman, I don't see how can you connect this to one of the items, please?
No, but Mr. Herman, you can't speak about one item for your 3 minutes, or go to one of your other items. You signed up on items 14 through 21.
Because of my flabby, fat fucking arms on item fucking 16, I have the Real Ability Film Festival on my mind. If it weren't for the indigenous fucking people, we never would have killed all those fucking Americans who fucking stole our land and made us homeless. Thank you, Custer, you dumb white motherfucker. For that reason, there's a column in here with the Native American in it, representing we, the indigenous fucking people who gained status here in Los Angeles. Thank you, Mr. Gay O'Farrell. If it wasn't for your fucking AIDS, we wouldn't have to walk on LA. But now we get to protest and show the world that as an indigenous fucking Americans, we have a right to tell Christopher Columbus, fuck you, you stupid Spanish motherfucker, wetback like Jose Huizar.
No, now give him his 1 minute for public comment.
I want to thank you for taking away Englander. His medication is apparently not working, and now he's running from the fundraiser program, the same way Mommy Martinez is running from her. Now we, the public, have gained to see that the FBI will investigate and indict these white fucking politicians who steal our money. I am the legislative body, and I can tell Danny Bakewell to suck my straw while you're drinking your wine in your fiesta downtown at Herman Jason Wesson, the fucking tyrant there who accuses me all the time of being disruptive. Am I disruptive? I give you my back, Herb. Am I disruptive? No. So my decorum rules are fuck you, 42 U.S.C. 1983, and fuck Rule 77.
Thank you. Thank you. Your time is expired. Thank you, Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman is continuing, Mr. City Attorney, to disrupt this meeting. So I think we have Mr. Spindler. You have items 14 through 21.
So let's see here. We start off with the cocksucking rapist, Christopher Columbus. Fuck Christopher Columbus. What was he? He was an Italian fucking drunk schmuck that got a bunch of monies from the Rey de España, okay? He's a fucking fucker.
No, get on topic, Mr. Spindler. No, you're not Mr. Spindler. Get on topic.
Elimination, if I may speak, Mr. City Attorney, the elimination of Columbus Day in favor of Indigenous Day, right? And we're doing it, and the reason that Mr. O'Farrell sponsored the motion is he went on a fact-finding mission, and he found out Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. It was discovered by the Vikings, not the Minnesota Vikings, the fucking real Vikings. Christopher Columbus just a fucking drunk, and he rode about 3 goddamn boats. Then he got lost, and he crashed on a fucking...
Can we connect this with the item, Mr. Spindler?
Damn holiday to a losing fuck like that. So we're going to honor the people that were here first.
Okay,
so
move on to your next item.
And that's it. All right. You keep fucking interrupting. Now we get to measure HHH. I'm here to bitch about this fucked up HHH waste of money. You are giving money to nonprofits. And where are they taking the money?
So I think you're on item 5 that we've already held a hearing on, Mr. Spindler.
Yeah, so you have to speak to the items that...
Isn't it number 17 under the agenda? Public hearing has not been held. Yes. So we're talking about the HHH rip-off program of 2018 that you take and you put it into nonprofits who funnel the money to the city of Bellflower and Lancaster. Her name is Miss Buelna, the fucking cunt that sits on the Cultural Heritage Commission that trades her vote for the money and steals it and gives it to Lancaster and Bellflower. And I'd like to thank Councilmember Bob Blue.
I still don't see which item you're on, Mr. Spindler. Can you connect
I'm
this
on
up?
17.
Then please make it clear how it connects up.
H is a fucked
You have
up
to move on to another
rip-off.
item anyway. You've spent more than a minute on that item, so go on.
Little weasel. We'll get to number 18. The Sociedad de Profesionales Hispanos de Ingenieros que dice Herb Wesson es un gran puto.
Let's give him his 1 minute.
So,
And do not yell into the microphone.
where's that little fucking shit Mitchell Englander, the little Jew with the big fucking ears that sits over there? Where is he at? Where's he hiding? Let's see. Is he hiding under here? Is he hiding behind Nuri? Is he hiding behind Monica's big fat belly? Where is he? Where is the big fucking tyrant? He's running from the FBI. He's on the run. He's running. I would make sure his passport is taken immediately. His 2 passports. His American passport and his Israeli passport, because all you Jew bastards all got an Israeli passport in case you get caught stealing to go get your Swiss bank account money. See, my great uncle taught me that in 1979. Mitchell Englander's a piece of shit. Monica Rodriguez is a fat piece of shit. And you're a piece of
Your
shit.
time is expired, and you're disrupting, and you can sit down. Mr. Krikorian?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. President, we have some visitors today from around the world who are students at the USC Saul Price School of Public Policy in the International Public Policy and Management program. These are international graduate students who come to us from many countries, including China, Kazakhstan, South Korea, Taiwan, and Indonesia. And they're here today as part of Professor Rim Kaki's seminar on comparative public policy and management. They're trying to learn about the legislative process that happens both in the city of Los Angeles and other places in the United States. Regrettably, today, they haven't had too much of an opportunity to see the legislative process, but it has been an interesting experience for them in seeing the challenges that we face in balancing the public's right to speech with the conduct of the legislative body. And very often, as we try to strike that balance, we and other members of the public are exposed to some of the foulest, most disgusting, most racist, and often misogynistic speech that a handful of people bring to these chambers. But with that also comes the public's general right to know that they have the freedom to come and petition this body of government, just like they do in other legislative bodies throughout the United States. So while I apologize to all of you for what you were just exposed to, I hope that's also an interesting lesson in what we have to deal with in balancing both the benefits and the costs of unrestricted free speech in a chamber like this. So with that, I'm very pleased to be able to welcome all of our international graduate students and their professor, and I hope that this experience that you have coming to Los Angeles City Hall and the other visits that you're going to have during your program will be of benefit to you when you go back to your own countries and pursue your careers in public policy and management. So welcome to all of you, and fight on.
Let's give them a round of applause. Welcome to City Hall. Welcome to the Los Angeles City Council. Okay, now, do we have a Vanessa?
We're getting a master's degree at USC.
That signed up? Okay, no Vanessa. So that, Madam Clerk and City Attorney, concludes the multi-comment section. Let's vote on items 14 through 21. Please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Mr. Rue?
13A, I'd like to receive and file. Item 13A. 13A, receive and file. It wasn't done before.
Okay.
And we can vote on the 13A as amended then?
Okay, so that's what we'll do. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
And Mr. President, also on 13B, there is a request to continue that for 30 days to November 14th.
Let me do, we'll get to that. Let me do a couple of general public comments. We have Joe Collins. Joe Collins, please come forward. Now, yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good.
It's a real honor to be standing before you guys to speak. I don't have any comments like those guys had back there, but I served 13 and a half years in the military, and one thing that I started to notice after being away from Los Angeles for a while is the community is getting better. However, there is a issue with engaging young people in voting. So one thing I did was I started a political party for millennials, and it's kind of geared towards I guess, teaching them how to get involved in politics, and I know local politics is very, very important. And I also know that the city of Los Angeles and the council have I guess, given a really big push on getting youth involved. And I'm trying to see if you can point me in the right direction to where I can get involved with you guys' efforts and kind of, put our work together.
What area do you live in?
I live in Councilman Harris Dawson's area.
Well, what we'll do, we'll have Mr. Harris Dawson have a staff member come and chat with you, get a phone number so that the two of you can communicate. Thank you for coming
Thank you.
down. Okay, Suzanne Rocha. Yes, ma'am.
I am the falsely accused. I am the maliciously prosecuted. My name is Susan Rocha. Divine Savior Catholic Church, LAPD Northeast detectives, and the city attorney prosecuted me for a crime that I did not commit. They violated my civil rights to stand on a corner with a sign and protest their noisy sound system, which blasts their off-key tape recordings in my house 10 times every day. But LAPD and the city attorney wants to say that's legal for them to blast whatever they feel like, whenever they want to. So you could just go ask your city attorney, because that's what they've told me a million times. So I was prosecuted, refused to plead guilty to something I didn't do, went to a jury trial, full jury trial, and was found not guilty, of course, because...
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Rocha. Thank you. Your time's expired. Thank you, ma'am. Now you're disrupting. Sergeants, help her find a seat. I'm now looking for Ryan Raisa Farse. Ryan Raisa, please come forward. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm speaking on 3 items, so I get 3 minutes. I wanted to thank.
No, you don't. The items that you get 1 minute because the other items were already satisfied in public comment. So we will restart his time at 1 minute, and that's the minute that you will get. Go ahead, sir.
My name is Ryan Reza Farsai. I'm an Irvine boy. I grew up at University Park Elementary, Rancho San Joaquin University High School. I went to University of Southern California for my undergrad and University of Phoenix for my master's. I'm here to tell you that Coach H is your coach, Trojan Nation. Coach H is the one. He's going to go to Utah and beat the crap out of them. And tonight, let's all focus on the Dodgers, okay? I need some parades for Los Angeles. I'm really excited. I'm going to show you guys what it means to get some parades. I've sent a lot of documents. I'm going to invite everyone to a pay-per-view event. I'm taking down the king. The king is Governor Brown, his HOAs, his esquires, all these people causing conflict. Democracy is under attack, ladies and gentlemen, by the billionaires and the Republicans and the donkeys and the Democrats. I'm neither. I'm here to find some peaceful solutions. They're telling me to go hire an attorney, go sue myself. That's not the way to do it, America. Let's learn. Thank you. God bless America.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. Okay, Madam Clerk and Mr. City Attorney, that concludes our general public comment.
And Mr. President, there is a request to send item 14 forthwith.
So ordered. Okay. Let's go to item 13.
And on item 13, 13B, there is a request to continue it to November 14th.
Okay, without objection.
And
That
then on
brings us-
13E, an amending motion has been posted and circulated for council's consideration.
Okay, so let's prepare to vote on that item as amended. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, what's before this body?
Item 5 was called special by Councilmember Koretz.
Mr. Koretz? Is Mr. Koretz? Last call for Mr. Koretz. Mr. Koretz, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to remind HCID that the forthcoming ordinance to require all publicly funded projects to allow pets must apply to these projects. The ordinance should be in place long before these projects come online or even get through the financing and permit approval processes. So I hope that this will be taken into account and won't be ignored, since these two processes should go hand in hand.
Okay, then. Okay, so let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate.
11 ayes.
Okay, Madam Clerk, what's before this body?
Council has motions for posting and approval.
Okay, they're posted and referred. Announcements, members, announcements. If not at this point, if everyone in the council chambers could please rise for adjourning motions. I'm looking to my left side, which is Mr. Blumenfield's side. I don't see any adjourning motions to my left. I'm now looking to my right side. I don't see any to my right. Members, this meeting's adjourned.